Today in this video lecture I will discuss the basic terminologies used in probability, and this video is the continuation of the prerequisite to probability video. Now the first term, random experiment. To know this random experiment, first we have to know what is experiment. An experiment is an operation which can give us well-defined outcome. And by a random experiment, we mean an experiment which can be repeated under identical conditions, whose all possible outcomes are known, but exact prediction of the outcome is impossible. For example, if we throw a die, it is a random experiment because here we get the possible outcomes are phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all possible outcomes. But in a throw, exactly what will occur we cannot predict. That's why it's a random experiment. Next, the trial and event. Trial means the act of performing a random experiment, and the outcome obtained from the trial is called event. For example, in the random experiment tossing of a coin, the act of tossing is the trial, and outcomes getting head or tail, these are termed as events. Exhaustive events. A set of events you can say exhaustive if it includes all possible events of the random experiment. For example, in case of tossing of a coin, there are two exhaustive events, getting head and tail. Next, the sample space definition. The set of all possible outcomes in a random experiment is called a sample space, and the number of elements in a sample space S may be denoted by this symbol NS. Here S means the sample space. For example, in case of the random experiment throwing of a die, sample space will be this set of all outcomes, getting the phase 1 up to phase 6. And here number of sample elements 6. Here students, you have to keep in your mind one thing. Exhaustive events, earlier that I have defined, this set of events we can say exhaustive if the union of these events when you get the whole sample space. For example, for this experiment, exhaustive events will be getting the phase I. I means here 1 up to 6. So when you take the union of this all events, you will get the whole sample space. Equally likely events. A number of events are said to be equally likely if any one of them cannot be expected to occur preference to the other. For example, in tossing of a coin, the two possible outcomes getting head and tail are equally likely because there is no reason to accept that head will occur more often than tail or vice versa. Similarly, in case of throwing of a die, the outcomes getting the phase 1 to phase 6 all are equally likely cases. Mutually exclusive or disjoint events. Events are said to be mutually exclusive or disjoint if the happening of any one of them prevents the happening of all the other in a trial. For example, in case of tossing of a coin, getting head and tail are mutually exclusive because in a trial, when we toss the coin, the time when we get the head, it will prevent the happening of the tail. Similarly, in case of throwing of a die, when we get the phase 6, then it will prevent the happening of all other possibilities. Favorable event. The event which is desired or favored in a trial is called favorable event. For example, in case of throwing of a die to have even numbers, the favorable event, say A, will be then 2, 4, 6 containing these favorable cases. Next, independent and dependent events. Two or more events are said to be independent if the happening or failure of one does not affect the happening or failure of the other. Otherwise, if they affect each other, then it will be dependent. For example, in simultaneous throw of two coins, getting head or tail in the first coin will not affect getting head or tail in the second coin. So this is an example for independent events. Let's see another example to understand the dependent events. Say you have a box having 5 red and 6 black balls, and from this box you have to make 2 drawings of 2 balls in each draw. And if you are not allowed to return after the first draw, then whatever you will draw in the first draw, that will affect the second draw. So in this case, when you are not allowed to return the balls, it will be dependent events. And if suppose balls are allowed to return, in that case the events will become independent. Students, for any doubts or queries, you write in the comment section. Students, also for the other part of the prerequisite where we have discussed the permutation combination preliminary notions of set theory, that is given in the link in the description section.